What the I don't usually, review The Walking Dead, guys. Don't do it weekly. I have given my thoughts with some episodes before, as Now I need to talk about the season premiere of season 7 for The Walking Dead. People have predicted what was going to happen in this episode, and then, now that we got the answers, this isn't something normal to digest. We are going to have to think about it. And okay, so season 6 ended off with a cliffhanger with Negan. Negan took out someone. We didn't know who it was. They just put the camera as the person. He went down, or she. Negan was just basically saying, "What a champ," trying to take it, and that's how we ended it. Now with this, we start off with that cliffhanger. Who did he take out? And people started speculating it could have been anybody. It could have been Rick. It could have been Daryl, even the fan favorite. It could have been Glenn. It could have been Abraham. It could have been Carl. Anybody that was, there. People started guessing it could have been this person. It could have been that person. And then, the episode starts, and just as The Walking Dead says, how they've been doing it. They like to milk stuff out. It works because, it's giving that, how do you call it? That nervousness, that tension, that something bad's gonna happen. You're like, just go for it already. And I feel like it worked for this at least. But for The Walking Dead, they've been doing this so much that even episodes are unnecessary. That I wasn't surprised, but I could see it working for this because you were already just wanting the answers, even though they weren't going to be great. And Negan's just toying with them at first. You just he's just giving his continuing lectures like from the last one, and then it's just deciding or going around who's gonna take it. And then we get Abraham. Abraham is the one that took the beating, and he was kind of the person I was thinking, who could it be? And I felt like it was gonna be him. I got that part right, so they took him out. Negan's giving that dialogue that we see from the last season, so it's revealing that it's him. He went out in at least an Abraham way. I felt like he told him suck my nuts or whatnot. He went out in a badass way. Abraham is a person that we knew all the way since season 4. We grew up with him a little bit. He was like that badass, the big tough guy of the group. We weren't really fully attached to him, like let's say a Rick, Daryl, Michonne, Glenn. But it was still sad to see him go. He was a nice guy as the character. He liked helping around people. Sometimes, it would get the best of him. But, he tried to sometimes be like the voice of reason. He tried to help out. He was, like one of the big men of the crew. So he tried to do as much heavy lifting as he could. It sucks that he had to go already. But that wasn't it. This, really was like a twist to loop for a lot of people. There was still one more, and it had to be, and they had to raise up the stakes. Who are they gonna go with? Like Eugene after? No. What was someone else you could top? Probably Glenn. Glenn, bit the dust, and he went out in a Glenn way as possible, where he didn't think all about himself. He was thinking about Maggie. He told her that, Maggie, I will find you, and even in his last moments, he still thought of other people, but he took it, and I know how big popularity his character is. Glenn is up there with Daryl, especially how he is one from the comics also, and he came from there, and people loved him as his fan favorite. This show's been going on for like 6 years already, so a lot of there are younger kids that probably grown up with him. I won't be surprised. He took it in the way where it was almost shot by shot like the comics. So the rest of the crew's just looking around, they're all upset, of course. Who wouldn't be, seeing your family, your friends. And, from then on, it was really like a lot of just Negan try to get to, Rick's head, trying to break him. And from that, it worked. I thought it was a little bit another slower part of the show also. But half of the time I was interested because, he was trying to get to him psychologically. I could Negan is like one of the few that can actually get to Rick. It was just crazy seeing him train like a dog or something. From what happened with Abraham and Glenn, and then that scene with Negan and Rick, I feel like the editing right there was a little bit annoying for me. Like when, you know, the fates of those two characters were going on, it kept coming back to Rick, thinking about what happened when he's in his situation with Negan, where Negan's trying to piss him off and just trying to destroy him mentally. And I was set with one scene so emotionally invested that I didn't like it going back and forth, and that kind of annoyed me. So even though both scenes probably, you know, they were good on their own, I didn't kind of want to see them get too much edit into one another. It just really took me a little bit off guard. And then, yeah, and then also there's that one scene where Negan tells Rick to cut his son's hand, and anything went for the show at that point, where even us as a viewer thought anybody could take him. I thought he was going to cut off his hand, but, you know, Negan saw that he finally, you know, has been through a lot, and he, you know, just stopped him. Right, Rick finally did what he wanted him to do, and then, you know, he just explained the rules that I own you guys now. I will be coming back weekly, you know, for new things that, you know, I want to get from you guys. And then, you know, the team just goes back, you know, not knowing what went on, feeling, you know, terrible, feeling like miserable, feeling like what happened. And overall, as an episode, it was one of the better ones. I don't think it's the best, but, you know, with what it needed to build up, with what we got, I feel like it lived up. It's kind of strange, though, you know, knowing that there was Abraham and Glenn. I feel like Abraham maybe should have been the ending of the last season. And then we start off with Glenn this season. We're like, whoa, what's going on? We thought last season was bad. This is worse. I feel like maybe they should have cut something like that. But overall, it was a good, like, character development story. It had, you know, great performances. It still had those Walking Dead isms of, you know, just taking its soul sometimes. I didn't wish the editing was all over the place, as, you know, it was. But, you know, it started off with the bang, the first episode of this season. Let me know, guys, what you thought of this episode of The Walking Dead. Did you guys love it or hate it? Tell me about, you know, what you thought of the decisions that went on. You know, you guys mad? Are you guys glad in some way? Are you on Negan's side? Let me know all this in the comments below. And as always, roll on Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.